In the pre-fight breakdown, we suggested that the winner would be the fighter who consistently controlled interaction at mid-range. Frank Martin's success revolved around effectively closing distance to attack from advantageous positioning with inside controls. Albright's success depended on him interfering with Martin's route to said angle and keeping the fight at mid-range where he could land his rear hand. It's safe to say this is exactly how the fight proceeded. In other words, film don't lie.
Hey, boxing gyms. I'm telling you, look at boxing gyms. That's my dude right there, man. He's phenomenal. He's phenomenal with the technical aspect about boxing, man.
When Martin successfully got outside foot positioning, he often collapsed the space between him and Albright in order to break positional symmetry by getting to the weak side angle and achieving close to alignment, forcing Albright to become the center line where he can attack with relative impunity. When he didn't, it was often due to his lack of nuance in getting to the position, often failing to employ feints to disguise his entry, or the ring geography at where he would attempt to close distance, which was typically in unfavorable positions, such as the center ring, which favored the longer Albright. Pause. As a result, Martin often lunged or stepped wide to the point where his rear foot would come off the ground, which left them both heavy on the lead foot and squared, delaying his ability to terminate safely, thus making it relatively easy for Albright to control the ending of the exchange and counter. In other words, be last. In addition to that, when Martin would initiate offense, his aforementioned lack of feints and repetitive combinations such as the 1-2 made it easy for Albright to safely evade through the use of duck and smothers. Even when he did manage to get to the weak side angle, Albright would reset by pivoting or shuffling to a new angle and attacking Martin upon arrival. Frank Martin's frequent tendency to probe at mid-range with minimal defensive responsibility was put on full display during this fight. Without layering his probes with feints, level changes, or stepping back, it left him a sitting duck for Albright's lead cross, which he often disguised behind a high guard that would be equipped with a level change. If Martin remained stationary after Albright landed the lead cross, Albright would often immediately smother into Martin, breaking alignment and terminating the exchange, which allowed Albright to successfully be first in the exchange. It should be noted that Albright would vary his offense to become more creative when attacking Martin's probes rather than solely relying on his lead cross. However, what did become repetitive was Albright's reliance on smothering after throwing the cross, which Martin picked up on during the fight and began to deny and attack, extending interaction, thus making the exchanges become far more competitive and the rounds harder to score. Albright would often use a conventional guard in these positions, relying on distance management to avoid Martin's attempts at initiation. In the event that Martin closed distance faster than Albright could exit range, he would rely on the open stance single shield to absorb the rear hand, which caused him some issues. When Albright would switch to a high guard and defend through blocking with both shields, Martin would often have more success closing distance through the use of combinations and physical controls. However, Albright would later do this intentionally to set up a trap in order to draw out Martin's offense and open him up for counters, which nearly got him dropped in the final round. In the end, neither fighter consistently controlled interaction at mid-range, which led to many competitive exchanges in a razor-thin fight. Both fighters had success within each of their strong suits, which conversely means they each failed to significantly limit or nullify one another, leading to a well-received draw. A terrific fight that we hopefully get a part 2 for in the near future. Thanks for watching.
Fight fam. Boxing is called the sweet science for a reason. Every slip, every counter, every trap, it's all hidden in the details. At Boxing Gems, we break down those details frame by frame so fans can see the art behind the fight. If you enjoy our YouTube film studies and want to go deeper down the rabbit hole, Patreon is the place. It helps us keep producing high quality breakdowns without worrying about algorithms, and it gives you exclusive access to the content that can't make it on the YouTube. Get extended live stream breakdowns with more detail and analysis. Ask your own questions in the 24/7 chats, decide what fights or fighters we cover, and get personalized private analysis. Your support means we can keep studying the sport we love and showing why boxing is the most beautiful science. Join the Boxing Gems community on Patreon, and let's keep breaking down the fight game together. This is Ryan, professional boxing analyst and founder of Boxing Gems Film Study. Film don't lie.